Now we are talking about continued funding from the U.S. for Ukraine in their war against the Russian invasion. It may be impacted by who becomes the next Speaker of the House.
More Republicans are beginning to pull back their support for continued aid, citing concerns over accountability. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp is live at the White House. Rachel, what message does the Biden administration have on this?
Good evening, Mike and Eva. The White House says they are trying to support Ukraine as best they can, but they say it's up to Congress to help in the long run. On Thursday, Ukrainians are picking up the pieces from a strike in eastern Ukraine on a cafe and shop. Officials say around 50 civilians, including children, died in the attack. It's considered to be one of the highest civilian deaths in an attack since the war began. The White House calls the attack horrifying.
This is why we're doing everything that we can to help Ukraine, to help the brave people of Ukraine, to fight for their freedom, fight for their democracy.
The White House is looking to keep giving aid to Ukraine, but they say the long-term commitment is up to Congress. Recently, Congress approved a short-term continuing resolution to keep the government funded through mid-November. But that CR left out funding for Ukraine. The CR was passed following a visit from Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky, meeting with members, asking to keep supporting them in the war.
I'm very thankful to you, journalists, senators, Congress for helping us, support us. We spoke about so many details, but it will be between us. Sorry.
But now that the House is without a speaker and more House Republican support for Ukraine funding continues to erode, a dark cloud has been cast over the future of aid for Ukraine.
I've been clear that there are two fundamental questions that need to be answered. What's the goal? Is the goal some negotiated peace? Is the goal some get them out of eastern Ukraine? Is the goal to get them, the Russians out of Crimea, which they took during the Obama administration, they've had for now 9 years? What is the goal? What is the objective? Second question, if you can tell us what the goal is, how's the money being spent? How can we account for that? I think the American people are entitled to know the answer to those two questions before we continue to send their hard-earned money to protect Ukraine's border when we have what's happening on our border.
With the exception of House Republicans, there is strong support for continued aid for Ukraine. We reached out to our local congressional members on this, but did not receive an official statement or comment. Mike, Eva, back to you.